Hey guys, so now that I've gotten these vids more or less back on the regular schedule after what happened last year, I can't even entirely remember now. It's time for another DVD and Blu-ray update. As always, DVDs first. So, this first one I got is something that you know I already have because I had all the other seasons to this show and wanted to complete my set. I got to me last season of Parenthood. I already made the review for this, so yeah, even though I'm not too happy with all those videos, but you can't be happy with all of them, can you? Next up, this is a TV show that I've mentioned a couple of times on here, only briefly. I haven't made a big long video about it yet because I still haven't seen all the seasons that have currently been, released, that kind of thing, because this is a show that I've been collecting the seasons for as I've been going, and all that stuff. I'm not the hugest fan of this show. It's one of my few guilty pleasures, but there you go. This is seasons 9, 10, and 11 of Hell's Kitchen. So yeah, I've been collecting that show as I go, watching all those seasons cold, and yeah, that's the main reason why I haven't really done any big long video about it, because I've been taking so long in terms of collecting these things that they've released even more seasons. When I first started collecting, there was only like 6 or 7 seasons, but then I didn't watch the show for a couple of years, and now they've gone into twice that, so, oh dear, huh? Right. Now, this is another TV show that I've talked about before on here, and even though it doesn't look like the second season of the show is going to happen, which I find to be a huge bummer, I nonetheless wanted to have the first season in my collection. I got to me Siberia. And for those of you who didn't watch the video that I made about this show, the plot of this show is that it's a regular TV show made to look like a reality show gone wrong. Basically, it's the quote-unquote love child of Survivor and Lost, if that helps. The episodes were on here for a while, but I think they're all gone now. Final DVD that I got. This is a TV show that I've heard mentioned on and off by a few people. It's one of the longest running TV shows of its kind, as far as that I know, but based on what people like Filmmaster Adam and Geekvolution had mentioned, they seem to think that I should check it out. While I was at my parents' house for Christmas, we were at a half price of books, and I saw the first season for $10, and I decided, you know what, I'm not going to bother just checking out the pilot for it being this cheap, and from what I've heard of it, I'm just going to pick this first season up blind and see what I think of it. Well, I haven't checked it out yet, but I got the first season of Smallville. Don't really know too much about this, except that Jensen Ackles is in a recurring role a little later in the series, and that the guy who plays Clark Kent / Superman was in the 2 Cheaper by the Dozen movies, and that's pretty much it. And also, I've been toying with the idea of doing movie or TV show commentaries for this channel. I'm currently working on a commentary for the pilot of Lost Girl, but I'm thinking of filming my reactions, seeing the pilot of this thing kind of cold. I don't know. It's fun I throw that idea at you guys. I think about doing that for a couple of other things, like the Star Wars Holiday Special. Okay, that's it for DVDs. On to the Blu-rays. Now, there's not too much that's special about these first 2, so I'm just going to mention them together. This was stuff that I also picked up at half-price books while I was with my parents during Christmas. Cheaper movies that I did want to have in the collection, see them on the shelf, feel like getting them. I got me Event Horizon, which, when I saw this for the second time, I found that I even liked it better than I did the first time, because now I can actually keep track of all the characters, because the first time I saw it, I did have a little bit of a tricky time keeping track of who was who, and even though it did have a couple of problems about it, I think it's a nice movie, yeah. It's a tad bit of a bummer that it's had like so much controversy around it in terms of the filming process, and yeah, one of those movies. And then the other one I picked up was Last House on the Left, the remake. I already did the review for both of those movies, so yeah, you can look those up. And I don't know if I'm going to get the original, because even though I do have a little bit of an appreciation for it in hindsight, it just didn't energize me as much as the remake, but if you guys feel the opposite, whatever. I think I rated them about the same anyway. Another thing that you knew that I had, this was the second season in a TV show that I had been getting into and found myself enjoying, but when I saw it, I was just like, man, this is just not interesting me compared to the first season. I honestly wish they had, like, kind of cut this down a little bit and combined it with the first season, and it got me to the point where I decided that I'd actually stream the third season rather than pick it up, but I ended up regretting that decision, ironically, because I found that I enjoyed the third season and wished I had picked it up. Oh gosh, so what this is Walking Dead Season 2. And no, I haven't seen beyond the third season yet. I've got a desire to, but we'll get to that when I get to it. And I honestly, truth be told, have more of a desire to continue with that show than I do with Game of Thrones, because I think that Game of Thrones, the story is so interwoven, you kind of have to, we watch bits of it, whereas for that show, it is definitely a little easier to lay off it, even though I keep forgetting their characters' names, but always recognize their faces and their relationship to other characters, so yeah. It's just an odd situation, though, because I never really do like it when I watch a TV show and can't remember all the characters' names. Yeah. Even though I'm not seeing it for a while, will do that to you. Now, this next one is a movie that I did have a desire to see, but more so I could say that I have seen it, because everyone I talked to seemed to indicate that this was just like a huge, big mess, and that it had evidently pissed enough people off that they aren't going to make a sequel to this movie, which I find to be a bit of a bummer, because it seemed like the storyline between this movie and its predecessor was pretty interwoven, and I was curious to see what they were going to do with this universe, even though I've had the first one in the collection for over 3 years now, and I still haven't rewatched it. It's still in the shrink wrap, one of the few Blu-rays that I can honestly say is in that position, but given the type of genre this movie is in, I'm going to eventually go and rewatch all of its movies and the movies that are like it. I'm sure a few of you can kind of guess what I'm getting at, but I got The Amazing Spider-Man 2. So yeah, eventually you will hear me talk about this movie and all the other ones at some point, but it's probably not going to be for a while. I got this more just so I can say that I have it and have the ability to see it, because I don't want to watch this until I see the first one again, because last time I watched it was when it was in theaters, and that was over 3.5 years ago. Yeah. I enjoyed it when I saw it, just haven't had too much of a desire to see it since, and now, yeah. Now, these next two, both of them were kind of surprising to me, in that while I enjoyed them and felt that they were like the other movies in the franchises, I just didn't find myself laughing as much when I saw these, and while I do think that they were as well done as all the others, I just didn't get as much of a huge thrill from them, even though I think, putting it in the grand scheme of things with the overall story of this franchise, they fit right in there, no problems whatsoever, so I don't know what the deal is. Especially the second one that I'm going to show you, because that one broke all kinds of box office records, and I had been looking forward to it for a while before I saw it, but when I saw it, I just go, yeah. Don't know if I had the wrong expectations for it or whatnot, but whatever. I got Fast and Furious 6 and Fast and Furious 7, so yeah. I didn't totally enjoy this as much as I wanted to, which I found to be a bit of a bummer. I really don't know what my deal was, because, as I stated, I think it fits with the franchise pretty well, but yeah. I don't regret getting it, though. It's nice to have all 7 movies in the collection, And I don't think I'm gonna do like that much of a full in-depth review for this because one, it is kind of in the minority a little bit, and as I'm stating, it fits within the franchise pretty well, but I didn't entirely enjoy it. One of the very few times that's happened to me. Another obvious one being the Wolverine, even though I do think I prefer Fast and Furious 7 to the Wolverine. Oh, I know I'm pissing all kinds of X-Men fans out there, but that's how I felt, okay? And I'm not trying to say that the Wolverine is a bad movie. The Wolverine is actually a very good movie, but I didn't like it. Yes, that can happen, people. It can. Okay. We've only got 2 bundles left, actually. So this first bundle is just expanding on a TV show that I've done multiple in-depth reviews of for every season of it that I've seen and definitely tend to continue with, even though unfortunately it's been like over 6 months since I saw the previous season, so my continuing to watch the show is going to feel a tiny bit interrupted, which is one problem that I had when I reviewed the 6th season of the show, but I'm hoping that it's not going to be too big of a deal because I really do love this show and hope to get tons more laughs and thrills from it. I'm talking about Supernatural Season 7. Oh, wait. I'm not done yet. Season 8. Ooh. Oh, wait. Still not done. Season 9. Oh, looky here. Season 10. I'm sure I made a few of you jealous with that. So, yeah. Rest assured, Supernatural definitely coming back, guys. Yeah. It's coming. Now, this last little bit that I'm going to show you is something that I've been promising a few of you guys for a couple of years now and stated in my Where All Media Stuff Stands video that I wanted to get to the review for this franchise done by the end of 2015. Well, that was the plan, but then I naively put this stuff on my Christmas and birthday list. My birthday is the middle of November, so they just ask for both lists at once because it's only 6 or 7 weeks away. So after I made the list and sent it out, I realized, oh, idiot, now you can't watch them. Now you're going to have to wait and see to make sure that you don't get them for Christmas and then spoil the fun. Well, so yeah, I didn't watch them, but as it turned out, I did get them for Christmas, and then over the break, I've been gradually working my way through them, and now I've seen every movie in the franchise, including the one that I previously seen over again, just to refresh my mind on that. What I got was Nightmare on Elm Street collection. Well, more probably original movie Nightmare on Elm Street collection, yeah. But that's not all that I have. I also have, for the first time in my collection, Freddy vs. Jason. And I find it kind of odd that while the Friday the 13th collection has this, the Nightmare collection doesn't, which is odd because Robert Englund is still portraying Freddy, because that's one thing that's very interesting about the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. Robert Englund portrays Freddy in everything except for the remake and the current second remake that's in development right now. I'll talk a little bit more about that second remake when I review the entire franchise, which also includes this. I've had this for like 3 years now, so it's not a shock to any of you guys, alright? Yeah. But I did rewatch this in preparation after I did these. But, thanks to a tad bit of info by Zara Nizarak, I also picked up, even though I haven't watched this yet, Never Sleep Again, the Nightmare on Elm Street documentary. So, you saw that I had the Nightmare on Elm Street collection. Well, Nightmare on Elm Street High Definition collection, baby! Nice, right. So I just gotta watch that documentary, or at least some of it, and then I'll upload my thoughts on all of those movies, guys. So rest assured, Nightmare on Elm Street has finally been taken care of. Trust me. I'm glad I got that out of the way. Right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this DVD and Blu-ray update, guys, and rest assured, I've got things to come. See ya!